Alrighty. So we have, make sure this, yep, still on. So we started with the reflection on the worksheet, and if you got done with all that, then more power to you. This one's going to go a little bit faster because all we have with these, we're not going to be doing any graphing. All we're going to be doing is just finding out what the points are using the different reflection rules that we have that I can say as of now are written on the back wall in case you need to in case you need to remember them. So, problem number one, reflection over the x-axis. If you remember, or if you don't, it's no big deal. For reflection of the x-axis, the transformation is going to be xy, and then that becomes x minus y. So whatever x and y are, x is going to stay the same, but y is going to be negative. So let's take a look at that translation. Not translation. You can see what I've been doing all day. So A, negative 3, 4, B, 0, 6, C, 2, and 3. Well, again, doing the rule that we have up here, we have x and negative y. So that means x is going to stay the same, negative 3, but y is going to be the negative version of itself, so that's negative 4. That's A prime. B prime, we've got 0, 6, so x doesn't change, but 6 has to become negative 6. And then C prime, we've got 2. According to the rule, 2 doesn't change. And we've got 3. 3 has to become negative. Now, as I did with the translation, I'm going to show you this one on the graph, just to kind of show you that the idea still works and the process still works. But you're not going to be expected to do this for these bonus practices. This is practice to remember what the rules are. So I'm going to pull this up here. There we go. And let's get started. I can do this. I'll do this side here. Let's get started with the, there we go. We'll get started with the pre-image here. Just do this. The pre-image is at negative 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that's the image, and we're reflecting it about the x-axis. So we should see something like this on the other side of this line here. So A is negative 3, negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. B is 0, negative 6. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C is 2, negative 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's close enough. Close enough for as atrocious an artist as I am. So yeah, so the rule holds up. The translations hold up. The transformation rules hold up that are written in the back. So hopefully this will show you that when we go through some of the rest of them, that I'm just going to do the points and everything works out if you choose to graph it. So we got reflection. Now the reflection over y-axis. So the reflection over the y-axis, that rule, we have x and y, that reflection is going to be negative x and y. So y is going to stay the same, but you're going to flip x into the negative. So let's see what that looks like. So p prime, x is going to switch to negative, so that's negative 4, and then y is going to stay the same, negative 2. Q prime, 7 has to go negative, so that's negative 7. Negative 2 stays the same. R, 7 has to go negative, so that's negative 7. And 1, y has to stay the same. And finally, s, prime and prime. 4, negative 1, so 4 has to become negative 4. And then the 1 stays the same. So that's it. It's almost as direct as the translations. The only challenge with this is remembering all these different rules. But again, like I said, there are ways around having to remember all of them. The trick is knowing when to use them and how to use them. So reflected over the x-axis. So again, if it's reflected over the x-axis, we have x and y. And whenever you're reflected over the x-axis, the x stays the same, but the y goes negative. The y, I'm not going to say it inverts, but it goes negative. So let's get started. W prime, the x stays the same, but the y goes negative. Since this is -5, that just means it'll turn into 5. X prime, 1, the x stays the same, and -5 has to be, the sign has to switch, so that becomes 5. Y prime, 2, x stays the same. -2, you just switch the signs with the y, so that brings us to 2, 2. And finally, z prime, -1, sign stays, x stays the same. -2, that's a negative y, that means that it becomes 2. And those are our prime coordinates for the after image. Next, and like I said before, as you can see up here, it says page 1 of 6. I am not doing all 6. I'm not going to do all 6 pages. The goal of this is to show you how to do each of these, and because they are bonus practice, the idea is that you do them in order to become familiar with the translations and the transformations. Especially with these rules, I would strongly recommend that you do a lot of these on your own, just to become familiar with them. But I'm not going to twist your arm over it. But these are all on Canvas for you to do. So reflection over the y-axis. That means that for every x and y we have, the y is going to stay the same, but the x is going to switch signs. So let's see what that looks like. We've got d prime. Y is going to stay the same, but the -6 is going to switch signs, so that makes it 6, 3. E prime. X has to switch signs, but y is going to stay the same, so that's 3, 6. And then finally F prime. -1, 2. X has to switch signs, so that's 1, and then y stays the same, 2. There we go. That's what it is. That's what they look like. That's the rest of the story. All right. Last one, we have reflect over the x-axis. So that means that we've got x and y. We've got the transformation with x and y. We're going to leave the x exactly the same, but we're going to take -y. The worksheet has other ones where x equals a, x equals y, x equals b, y equals x, y equals -x. I strongly suggest you take a look at those ones just to make sure that the rules make sense to you. But in the meantime, we have this one where we do know what the rules and the transformations are. So I've got j, -4, 1. So the x stays the same, so it's -4. And then 1, the y has to switch signs. So that's -4, -1. That's j prime. K prime, 0, 1. X stays the same, but the y has to turn into negative, so -1. L prime, 0. X stays the same. And then 4, y has to change signs, so it's -4. Then M prime, -4. X stays the same. Then 4, y has to switch to negative. So there we go. That's the last of them. Oops. So yeah, that is the reflection bonus practice. It's the first 5 of the reflection bonus practice. And again, between the worksheet and this worksheet, hopefully these rules are sticking in your mind, because if you remember these rules, then reflection has absolutely no power over you. You shouldn't be nervous about reflection at all. Well, I guess you could always be nervous about it, but it won't hold you down.